So let's do that. So what I'm going to do, so let's take my two routers, take the switch, and some, he has taken the 3 PC, I'll also take the 3 PC. This side, I will take server, I'll take the 2 servers sufficient. Let me add some serial model. If you want, you can connect fiber cable also, you can connect. It is optional, it is up to you if you want to use that or not. I'll connect this serial.
Teacher, can I back? I want to see which cable teacher was taking for connection router by router. Like it was so fast.
Sorry?
I didn't see which type of cable that like the port that you was using the route by route.
Serial cable. From router to router, I'm using serial.
Serial
This
cable.
cable. This cable. Can you see here? I'm using these cables to connect from router to router.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now let me write it down the heading for this one. So what is this heading is static NAT. So what we have to configure, first thing is configure the IP address, say 192.168. This is 1.100. And here we'll configure manual IP address. This is 1.1. And this is 1.2. This guy is 1.3. We'll configure 1.1 like this. And for this, we can say example as per a scenario. What is the topo, what IP address he has given? Let me check. And he has configured with 100. We will give 200 network he has given. So I think we can give the same. No problem. 200.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
It's better to do the same configuration.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll be the same. 200.1.1.1. Okay, so this we will give. So 200.1.1.100. And this is 200.1.1.2. Find this IP address we have given. And let's say what IP address he has given. Let's see. So what is IP address? This is 100.1.1. This is 100.1.2. Okay. So let's 100.1.1.1. Is 100.1.1.2. So what is the first thing we should do, guys, now? Okay, so here also we can give the name. If you check here, display name, he has given the router, right? Here we can write, okay, this is your, say example, my network. Host name, we can see XYZ company. We can give any name, no problem, whatever you want. So it will display here. So here also we can write configure like, okay, I think it's not on. Yes, now it is on. Still it is booting. Device is still booting. Please wait. Okay. I'm fast. Because this is the service-based router. The ISR means like is an internet service router. So it's a very high-end router. It costs almost, I think, $3,000. Where is this? Yeah. So here we can write. So this is my ISP. Okay. So we can see the ISP here. Where is what? So now first thing is what we should do, guys, here now. Host page here has given C. Can you see? Automatically has configured. If you want to change the host name also, we can change the ISP router or any. This is my R1. Better to give the R1. So what we should do first now? First configure the IP address, right?
Yeah, and do the routing and the routing protocol.
Yes. Okay. So first go to the IP address for this. Assign the IP address. What is the IP address? 192.168.1.100. You can see, right? Okay, then go to serial. So what is IP address? Invalid interface. Interface serial 0/1 0/1/0. Yeah. So IP address 100.1.1.1. Okay. So what should be the subnet mask for this? Correct. As you can see, the clock symbol. We should use the clock rate here. Okay, we can do 64,000. I say no shutdown. Fine. This is done here. So which routing protocol we should configure here? Which routing protocol? We should configure from this router 1 to router 2. This is my R1 router. This is my ISP. From router 1, my this network, okay, all people should access this internet. To access this internet router, we should, what he asks us to do, configure the default routing. Maybe this router you are using the class C. Here we are using a class B IP address. Here using class A. That's the reason he asked us to do the default routing. What is the default routing? So any network, any mask, any network, if you come, I am going to send the traffic to the ISP. Okay. So like if you want, I can put some colors so that you can understand better. Correct. Example, this is my internal network and this is my ISP. So this is the ISP network. Okay, if you want, we can write it down here. This is ISP. And here we can write my network. Okay, so how to configure default routing, guys? Do you remember? IP route?
Yeah, 00.
Yes, very good. 000 000.
Yeah.
Then
We are in router 1, isn't it? Then the
router
serial
router 2.
router
1
2.
dot 1.1.2.
1 1.
Two.
From router 1, yeah, 2.
This is my router 1. This is the
Yeah.
next form,
Yes.
right?
Mm.
Yeah. That's it. Here configuration is over now. So now you check, we have to give the manual IP address, right? Do you remember we are not given any, we are not configured DSCP. So better to give manually IP address for this one. Say what is 192.168. This is 1.1.
Mm.
And this is 192.168. 1.100 is the default gateway. Correct. The IP address has put the label there. You can see, right? This is 1.2. gateway is same. And this is my last PC. This is 1.3. Gateway is same. Okay. So now I'm going to configure the router 2. That is your ISP router. So this is my ISP router. So what I'm going to configure, first thing is interface gigabytes 0/0/0. And what is the IP address we should give here? What IP address I should give guys here? 200.1.1.100. Okay, do the subnet mask. This is the class C IP address, right? These are no shut. Now next thing is your serial. Interface serial 0/0/1/0. So what is IP address here? 100.1.1.2.
2.
Okay, that will be the subnet mask. So I say no shutdown. Now we can see the interface is up now. Same thing, you just give the IP address for this server. That is 200.1.1.1. So what should be the gateway? 100, correct? And here also we can give this IP address. This is 1.2. Gateway is same. Okay. Now which routing protocol I should configure here?
Default.
No. No default. You should configure here static routing. The document it has told you, right? Configure static routing.
From ESP to public. Okay.
Right? Can you see here? Configure static routing from ISP to the public IP using translator. From this side, we should configure static routing. Okay, so let's configure this. IP route to reach to which network? 192.168.1.0 network. Subnet mask go via 100.1.1.1. That's it. Show IP route. As you can see, show IP route static. So one network he has learned, right? Can you see? Yes, static routing. Right? Now what we configure? We configure the IP address as per the diagram. Then we configure the routing protocol. Okay. So now what we should configure now? Now we should configure the your static NAT. So how to configure the static NAT? Okay, so he has taken some IP address. We will also take the same IP address. No problem. See here. For the ISP, he has configured 50 network. Can you see there's no 50 network here? But we use this one. He's asking us to take this 50 IP address. Okay, so we'll also use the same command. No problem. So what we'll do? So this is my ISP router, right? Go to global configuration mode, IP route 50 network 50.0.0.0 255.0.0.0. Okay, go via which IP address? Same 100.1.1.1. That's it. Okay. Now we have to configure your static route as per this diagram. Okay. So IP NAT. Okay, inside. Okay. Source is which NAT we are configuring. We are configuring a static NAT, right? We are configuring your static NAT. Static. So which IP address you want to communicate? See here. We are configuring on the wrong side. Can you see? Should configure in the router 1, not in router ISP router. We should not configure ISP router. We should configure in your network. Okay, so IP NAT inside source static. So which IP address? 192.168.1.1. Okay, we have 3 PC, right? 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay, so use these 50.1.1.1. That's it. Same thing. 1.2, use this by 50.1.1.2. Same thing, 50.1.1.3. Take this IP address. Means 1 PC, we are using 1 IP address manually. You understand, man?
Yes.
See, understand first clearly. See, these 3 IP address 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. What we did, we create the full. Okay, that is 50.0.0.0. Okay, the first IP address is 50.1.1.1. Second IP address is 1.1.2. 50.1.1.3. Okay, so this IP address, it will take this IP address and access the internet. This IP address take this IP address and access the internet. This IP address take this IP address, then access the internet. This is called your static NAT. Means manually we are telling IP address to communicate to take this IP address and access the internet.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing in the workbook. You can see he has done the same thing, nothing else. Now what we have to do? Now we have to tell the who is the inside and who is the outside. Okay. So now go to the interface. Here gigabytes, not the fast Ethernet. In our scenario, it is a gigabyte 0/0/0. Okay. Then IP NAT inside. That's it. Now go to serial 0/1/1/0. IP NAT outside. That's it. We have done the configuration. So how to check this one? Now if you check show IP NAT, okay, show IP NAT translation. See, there is no translation yet because it's not converting anything. It's not converting anything, right? This is inside global. Can you see? Okay, for that, how we have to check? See, 3 IP address, no conversion. Outside, no outside, no local. Outside local, outside global. So just go to one PC, generate some traffic. Ping. So ping to whom? Where you have to ping?
200.1.1.2, like, for example, or
Yeah.
1.1.
Yeah, these are these. Very good, very good. Fantastic. Very good, Sergey. You are understanding now. Now you will become network security engineer in Nigeria, inshallah.
Okay, hopefully, okay.
Okay,
Then I will,
200.1.1.1. See, now I'm pinging to one of the web server. The web server is 200.1.1.1. So now we can see I'm getting reply, right? So now you check the translation. So previously it was showing empty, right?
yes.
Now you check. Now you check once again. Now we can see it is getting translated. This
Okay.
is the protocol. As you can see, So this is the protocol. Which protocol we are using? ICMP. Ping, right? Ping use which protocol? ICMP. Okay. Inside global is 150.1.1.1. It using this IP address. Okay. From which IP address we have ping? 192.168.1.1. To whom we have ping? 200.1.1. This IP address will call outside local and outside global. These one. Correct? Understood, guys?
Okay.
Now, let me ping from this PC now. Ping 200.1.1.2. This time I'll ping to the 2 now. Okay, I'm getting reply now. So now you check the traffic now. So this time it has changed, right? It used this IP address. Can you see? So 50.1.1.3. Right? So from where we have ping 1.3, from this PC we have ping this PC to this web server. Okay, from 200.1.1.2, it is getting translated. If we generate continuous lot of traffic, now let's see what happened. So what I'm going to do now, I'll go to this PC. Continuously I'll ping minus T 192.168, sorry, 200.1.1.1. Okay, now it will continuously ping. Right? Can you see continuously is pinging? Now if we check, the traffic is increasing. Can you see? It is getting translated.
We miss time. We miss the time of prayer today.
Yeah. So I think it is getting translated now. Okay. So now we will take one break. After the break, we'll continue.